Hello, Internet, and thank you for joining me. So, if I have any fans out there and they're disappointed I haven't been posting a lot, I just want to go ahead and apologize. Real life has been pretty heavy for me, and I've had no time to make videos, and the few scripts that I do have started, I feel like need a lot more time than I can devote to them right now. Additionally, I want to address the elephant in the room. Since I am in America, the election happened. But now that it's been decided, I just want to say whatever way you lean, right or left, don't be a dick to your friends and neighbors. I don't want to reveal too much of myself on here because I'm a coward, but from the way social media is, I feel like several people just need to chill. If you think everything going wrong in your world is going to be fixed by the results, you're wrong. And if you think everything right in your world will suddenly be made wrong, hey, you're wrong too. We good? No? Well, fear not, because Da is rad. I'm on record as saying that the summer anime season was underwhelming, if nothing else. And as usual, my opinion is the correct one. But I guess Japan heard me and was all like, hold my sake. Because Don is here to drop kick my ass out of a window. If you've ever had water in the desert, or the warm feeling of your best friend's mom's thighs wrap around your ears, then you know exactly what I'm talking about when I talk about how good this anime is. Since I tend to ramble, I'm only going to touch on just half of an episode to demonstrate why I want this show to hold a boombox outside my window in the middle of the afternoon. So let's get started at episode 5. I'm going to spoil the hell out of this, so if you haven't seen this show yet, you've sinned against the gods of good art, and you should spend the rest of your life trying to atone. But also, go out and watch this show. Then go buy the merch. And then kidnap a homeless man. Then make him watch it. And then you both can go kidnap 2 homeless women. And then all 4 of you can watch the show again. And eventually, if you do this enough times, the laws of probability say that one of those people will become friends with you. That's how I met Charles. What I'm really trying to say is I'm not going to be recapping everything that happened in episodes 1 through 4 so that I can make jokes like that in my script and keep this video brief at the same time. So long story short, a dude who's into aliens named Okarun and a chick who knows ghosts exist named Momo met each other and challenged each other to prove the other one was wrong. Hijinks ensue. So we start off episode 5 back at school for the first time since they both started this adventure. And they both want to talk to each other about the events that they've gone through, specifically about the other person's interests. Like Okarun wants to talk to Momo about spirits, and Momo wants to talk to Okarun about aliens. It's actually a pretty well-worn story here. Super shy boy wants to talk to the girl, but he's not confident enough to break the silence first. And there's the girl who pretends to have all the confidence in the world, but is actually pretty unsure of herself and doesn't know how to approach this guy without scaring him or otherwise weirding him out. You've seen this rom-com setup before, but never have I seen it done with so much just charm and life. The setting allows for these otherwise well-worn tropes to come off super charming, and you just get this real sense of, aww. This is actually pretty weird for me, because I'm trying to establish myself here on YouTube as a guy who really wants to push art and experience new things. So why am I jerking off this cutesy little episode that does dozens of things that you've already seen before? Well, it's because the writers just really know how to pace and use these tropes to tell a very compelling story. And I think I'm really just fascinated that they were able to basically speed run this story and not feel like a single element is rushed or missed. Okay, let me break down this entire half episode for you. It'll sound familiar, I assure you. So the boy and the girl meet up outside the school. They don't have much time to talk before class, so they both agree to meet during lunch. They sit in separate classrooms being insecure teenagers for the entire morning while class goes on around them. Who cares? They're just waiting for lunch to roll around. Well, as soon as the bell rings, they miss each other in the crowd and wander around to different places around the school trying to find one another. When they do finally physically run into each other, they both have to put up some kind of front to make it seem like they don't like each other too much because there's other people around and they think that they're all getting kissy-kissy, and that just won't do in a high school rom-com. They really kind of misunderstand each other and say some pretty mean things to each other about each other. And so you're kind of left after this lunch scene with some questions about how they're going to handle things going forward. But they make up and end up walking home from school and apologizing to each other. End of story. That's really the entire half episode. So you might be wondering why I'm so gushing grannies over this. Well, all of that happens in about 8 minutes, which is kind of the perfect amount of time for each character's individual quirks to kind of breathe. They have a few seconds to dedicate to a joke or two. And honestly, in a lesser show, in other shows that I've seen at least, where this kind of event goes on, that's like a full 24-minute episode. And you kind of want to cancel the streaming service by about 10 minutes into that episode. And in some of the worst shows I think I've ever seen, this can be like a whole 6-episode arc. So Dadan doing it in under half an episode, that just really shows to me that they have a command over all of these genre tropes. And really, the characters make this super fun. And the writers know exactly when to use what character and how often to show them, all of that. It's just a perfect command over it. And I think really the cherry on top of this sundae is the washpan scene. If there's any ladies that happen to stumble across this video, the washpan scene in this episode is exactly what guys want. I'm going to just go off for a second, and you know what? You're the audience member. You can't stop me. So Momo is trying to talk to Okarun at the end of the day after she said all her mean stuff. He said all his mean stuff or whatever. And she's trying to catch him as they're heading out the door. She sees him talking to another girl, which is very weird for Okarun. And she kind of gets a little bit jealous. She doesn't know that they kind of had an awkward bump into each other and they're just basically exchanging pleasantries here. But what she does see, however, is as soon as she gets out of earshot of Okarun, this other girl that is, Momo hears that she's talking bad about him. She's saying he's a nerd, he's never going to get laid, he's never going to get touched by a cute girl like her, whatever. Super bitchy behavior. And best girl Momo gets pissed. So she decides to use her psychic powers to drop a washpan on the bitch's head before she starts gassing up Okarun. And just as she's about to leave, she drops this banger.
バカ女にはわかんねえか。オカルンの魅力は男を落とすより頭にたらい落としてる方がお似合いだぜ。
See, all a man really wants is to be supported on that level. Damn. Best girl material right there. No contest. Okay, I've been trying to cut these things off around the 1,000-word mark to keep the videos nice and punchy for the algorithm, so I'll go ahead and wrap up. I haven't actually read the manga to this yet. I've been told it's fantastic, just as fantastic as the show, but I do know at this point, and I can definitely recommend the entire Dandadan anime. This was just my favorite part, or at least one of my favorite parts. I didn't even talk about the banger of an opening, nor did I talk about the Obasan gilf that's there, or the rest of episode 5. Or episodes 1 through 4 for that matter, which are just chef's kiss. Stellar. I really can't overhype this show enough. And I know that everyone in the anime community has kind of given this show big ups here, But seriously, I wasn't prepared for how god tier this anime is. And hey, if this video does well and the rest of the series comes out, I'll consider giving the entire season a crack. Maybe I'll actually get the SLF video done. Maybe I'll finally get a recommendation in my comments and do that. Who knows? But hey, if you like this video, show me by leaving a like. And leave me a comment whether you felt strongly one way or another about it. And if you want me to gab about any other anime or movie or a book or just whatever. And be sure to subscribe if you want to hear me gab about a few other things. But until next time, I'm Ice King Spiff. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time.